Shisui Uchiha was quite the popular character in the Naruto Shippuden series, although he had a very short screen time. What really makes this character ring in our minds is the fact that his Sharingan eyes were the most sought after in the entire series. His powers were also way out of the threshold of a normal shinobi. Now, have you ever imagined how powerful Shisui might have become if he was still alive? Or, per adventure, he was resurrected by the Edo Tensei in the 4th Great Ninja World War, what impact could he have had that would change the entire course of the war? That is what we will be answering in today's video. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Who exactly is the famed Shisui Uchiha? Shisui Uchiha, who was also known as Shunshin no Shisui, translated as Shisui of the Body Flicker, was an Anbu member from the Uchiha clan. Not much is known about Shisui's background apart from the fact that he graduated from the academy during the 3rd Great Ninja World War. Tragically, shortly after the war, Shisui's friend lost his life on a mission, which deeply affected him and led to the awakening of his Mangekyo Sharingan. Feeling responsible for his friend's death, Shisui was overwhelmed with guilt. During this difficult time, Shisui crossed paths with a young Itachi Uchiha, who was only 5 years old at the time. The two quickly became best friends and developed a bond similar to that of brothers. As time went on, Shisui gained recognition as a genin due to his impressive skills, earning the nickname Shisui of the Body Flicker for his exceptional usage of the Body Flicker technique. A couple of years later, Shisui became a jonin and the main provider for his family, which included his parents. Unfortunately, his father's health deteriorated as he had lost his leg in the previous World War. As a result, his father no longer recognized Shisui confined to his bed. Despite the emotional toll, Shisui came to terms with the inevitability of death, understanding that everyone must face it eventually. At some point, Shisui was employed by the Hokage and the Konoha leaders to monitor the Uchiha clan because of the rumors of them trying to take over the village. Also, the distrust of the entire village to the clan because of their supposed involvement in the nine-tailed fox attack on the village made the leaders of Konoha to monitor and regulate every move of the members of the clan. Hiruzen, trusting Shisui due to his lineage as Kagami Uchiha's descendant, granted the Uchiha permission to monitor their own clan for the sake of the village's safety. However, Shisui grew increasingly puzzled by the clan's unwavering commitment to their planned coup d'etat, causing him deep concern for the grave repercussion that would ensue. Consequently, it was determined that Shisui would employ his Kotoa Matsukami on Fugaku Uchiha in a discreet effort to put an end to the coup d'etat scheme. Danzo Shimura later on attacks Shisui because he believed that manipulating the Uchiha clan leader won't end the conflict and that Shisui could manipulate the leader to suit his will and decided to take Shisui's eyes for himself. Initially, Shisui easily subdued Danzo, but the cunning elder took advantage of the situation by utilizing the forbidden Izanagi with an additional Sharingan he possessed. This unexpected move caught Shisui off guard, allowing Danzo to break free and seize Shisui's right eye. As Danzo and his followers closed in on Shisui to claim his remaining eye, Shisui somehow found a way to escape. Shisui Uchiha, fearing that Danzo and the Uchiha clan would continue to pursue his left eye, entrusted it to his friend Itachi. He wrote a suicide note explaining that he couldn't go through with the clan's planned coup d'etat and wanted peace and reconciliation. However, his clan's narrow-mindedness prevented them from understanding his intentions. To prevent conflict over his eyes, Shisui jumped off a cliff into the Naka River, making it seem like he crushed his eyes and erased his existence. In the anime, his death also succeeded in awakening Itachi's Mangekyo Sharingan. Shisui was considered to be one of the most talented members that the Uchiha clan have ever had. Even Danzo hailed him as the strongest Uchiha of his time. Because of how good he was, his abilities allowed him to become a jonin 4 years after becoming a shinobi. He was so powerful that an entire squad of Kirinin fled upon noticing him during a face-off rather than confronting him. Shisui was so powerful that Kabuto intended to use Edo Tensei to reanimate him during the 4th Great Ninja War, however, he was unable to find sufficient DNA of him to do so. As Assuming Shisui was reanimated to fight in the 4th Shinobi War, he could have made use of his body flicker technique to move undetected between the enemy's ranks. How exactly does this technique work? He possessed the ability to disappear without a trace, rendering himself completely invisible and leaving no signs of his whereabouts. In the anime, his speed and agility were so extraordinary that even sensory ninjas couldn't detect his movements. And he could create multiple tangible after images that could strike with real force. This would have been useful in fighting Jubito, evading the 10-tailed attack seamlessly whilst also being able to counterattack the enemy. During battles, he effortlessly evaded volleys of projectiles and outpaced groups of adversaries. Additionally, he displayed great skill in hand-to-hand combat, defeating Itachi in multiple sparring sessions. Shisui could have used this against the reanimated shinobi that were being used as foot soldiers against the allied shinobi force. Moreover, Shisui exhibited a remarkable tolerance for pain, showing no reactions when his eyes were removed. This would make him almost invincible even against a fight with Madara. Shisui possessed the ability to summon a flock of crows to assist him. He could use this to cause confusion by distracting the reanimated soldiers before launching his attack from the 3 nature transformations that he possessed. Given the fact that he had mastered 3 fundamental nature transformations, fire, lightning, and wind, as well as heat and release, this would have been an additional asset to the allied shinobi force. He displayed exceptional proficiency in fire techniques, particularly in his clan's renowned Great Fireball technique, which he could perform on an immense scale, a rare accomplishment even among the Uchiha. With this technique, he can use it to burn off a horde of white Zetsus that was causing mayhem on the battlefield, thereby clearing the pathway to the main bosses Obito and Madara. To counter his fire technique required the combined efforts of numerous Anbu-level water release users. From a young age, Shisui also exhibited considerable skills in Kenjutsu, wielding a tanto against 2 Anbu. He demonstrated remarkable expertise in shuriken jutsu similar to Itachi and showcased impressive sleight of hands with multiple kunai. With this ability, he would have been able to stand in a fight against some tough reanimated shinobi like Deidara and even Sasori. Additionally, Shisui proved himself to be a highly skilled tracker. He could have easily used this to track down the hiding Kabuto and bring an end to the Edo Tensei earlier Itachi did during the war. Shisui also had the Mangekyo Sharingan, making him more powerful than ever because he had some crazy powers associated with his ocular eyes. His mastery of the Sharingan indeed rivaled that of Itachi, which simply means he would have been a better asset to the allied forces against Obito, who was relying heavily on the 10-tailed powers. The biggest of Shisui's powers is his Genjutsu abilities. Shisui's most basic techniques could easily trap other powerful users of the Sharingan, like Danzo, which forced the latter to resort to using Izanagi. If Shisui could trap someone like Danzo, although mind you that Danzo isn't all that strong in my books, then I definitely know he would have been able to put up a good fight not only against the reanimated shinobi but also against Obito and even Madara. Shisui's Mangekyo Sharingan amplifies his ability to cast Genjutsu, making him easily trap multiple individuals, even those from great distances away. This is a very good technique to use against the reanimated shinobi, as he could easily put a horde of them under his genjutsu and move faster than the other members of the allied shinobi force. By simply gazing into the eyes of his target, Shisui had the ability to infuse significant amounts of chakra into them, enhancing their susceptibility to being trapped. This technique also granted him access to Koto Matsukami within each of his eyes. Considered an exceptional genjutsu of the utmost caliber, Shisui possessed the ability to delve into the minds of individuals within his line of sight. Through seamless manipulation, he could convincingly implant false experiences, causing them to act upon these illusions as if they were acting of their own volition and free will. With his Koto Matsukami, Shisui could have easily put Obito or even Madara under genjutsu, thereby halting the war earlier than when it ended. This technique held such immense power that Shisui had confidence in his ability to employ it covertly and persuade the entire Uchiha clan to abandon their planned coup d'etat. And if it could work against an entire string clan like the Uchiha clan, then who are the reanimated shinobis to stop Shisui? Absolutely no one. Shisui also had his Susanoo that comes with every Mangekyo Sharingan user. This was green in color while taking on a fiendish look to it with a red tomoe at the center of its chest. its defense was also capable of withstanding a large barrage of explosive tags attached to kunais, leaving Shisui untouched. This is like one of the best defenses out there, and it could definitely protect him against Madara Susanoo or even against the likes of reanimated Hanzo of the Salamander. Shisui's Susanoo exhibited the capacity to launch a rapid barrage of chakra needles from both its chest and its lance, swiftly incapacitating a considerable number of adversaries. In its complete body form, his Susanoo acquired a spear that he could swiftly spin in a drill-like fashion, driving opponents into the ground. Furthermore, he had the ability to envelop the spear in flames, generating a vortex of flames. Shisui is almost invincible with his Susanoo because of all the abilities that it comes with. There is no way he would have been able to fight so well against Madara, Obito, and the entire reanimated army of shinobis. And we have come to the end of today's video. But before we go, don't forget to drop a comment in the comment section about your opinions on Shisui's abilities that would have been useful in the war. Thank you for watching. Until next time.